going to buy a car, we're buying the one that has a airbag because people are going through what is raining.
About an airbag in a car, it's supposed to be a supplementary restraint system. It's supposed to be something that helps to assist during the time of an accident, but it only works well once you have a seatbelt across your chest, or else otherwise it can be a dangerous thing in a car.
Airbags act as a cushion for passengers, thus preventing them from hitting the steering column and dashboard, which may lead to head, shoulder, or even chest injuries. The importance of safety devices in a motor car cannot be overemphasized when purchasing a car. Therefore, it is advised to thoroughly check for those devices before purchasing a car.
Applaud for President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to Germany for developmental gains. Nigerians caution in statements that could jeopardize current negotiation for the release of the remaining Chibok girls. Plus, focus on increasing cases of kidney failure, the way out, and with an expert in the studio. These and more on Panorama today. With me, Rhoda Obu. Thank you for joining us. Now let's begin with the recent visit of the president to Germany, as the recent diplomatic shuttle of President Muhammadu Buhari to the Republic of Germany has been described as fulfilling and highly beneficial to Nigeria. Addressing newsmen on the outcome of the visit, Imo State Governor, who was part of the president's delegation to Berlin, appealed to Nigerians to exhibit a high sense of understanding, patriotism, and to support the nation's rebuilding process. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
During his three-day visit to Berlin at the instance of the German government, President Muhammadu Buhari not only held a series of bilateral meetings with Chancellor Angela Merkel and President Joachim Gauck, also interacted with the German business community, where he made a case for more aggressive investment in Nigeria. The discussions essentially focused on ways and means of assisting Nigeria in addressing the fundamental issues of economy, corruption, security, and humanitarian. At a news briefing, Governor Rochas Okorocha described the visit as worthwhile.
Our nation is passing through a very trial moment now, very difficult times, ranging from economic, security, and political challenges. We have challenges in our land, especially in the Northeast. We have over 2 million people right now displaced, and we would like partnership or assistance from any caring nation. And I think the German government is willing to assist Nigeria in this regard. It's the respect given to our leader that trickles down the entire Nigerian population.
On the trending issue regarding President Buhari's response to a political statement credited to his wife, Governor Rochas Okorocha described it as a mere joke taken too far and called on Nigerians to remain focused and supportive of the genuine efforts by the president to change the country for the better.
I think both interviews and comments were taken out of context. I tend to believe that Nigerians will understand the situation better than any other persons in the world, because I do not think that those were the intentions has been described on social media and has been described by all and sundry. There's need to change our attitude completely. If this issue had been an issue how to move Nigeria forward, you won't see this on social media. You will not see comments on it. Nobody will talk about it. If it's an issue on how to stop, put power back to Nigeria, nobody will comment, everybody will keep quiet. But once it's anything that is perceived to be negative, Nigerians are awake. And this is the time that all Nigerians, irrespective of political party, religion, culture, must come together to see what we can do to salvage the situation and to build the Nigeria of our collective hopes and aspirations.
Governor Rochas Okorocha said the Buhari administration is truly on course in its determination to meet the nation's developmental aspirations. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has assured Nigerians that the release of the 21 Chibok girls from captivity is the first leg of negotiations to secure the release of all the girls and others still in captivity. The minister will also caution people that could jeopardize the current negotiation for the release of the remaining Chibok girls was speaking at a special church service in honor of the released Chibok girls in Abuja. Anthony Forsing reports.
Describing the release of the Chibok girls as keeping to promise, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed restated the federal government's determination not to foreclose the issue of Boko Haram until the rest of the Chibok girls and others in captivity regain their freedom.
And I want to seize the opportunity again to once again reassure the world that the girls were released. It was not a swap, and the government did not pay 1 penny. And this is just the beginning. And we are very optimistic that inshallah, very soon, another batch bigger than this will be released to us.
The church service, which is in honor of the released girls, was characterized by special prayer sessions for the girls to overcome their plight and move on with life, with a special call on the federal government to put in place all that will support the girls to resume normal life after their ordeal. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Now, religious leaders have emphasized that the development of any country lies on the productivity and creativity of its citizens and called on Nigerians to maintain strong ethical principle as a prerequisite for lasting social economic change. Tessie Justin Bisong reports on the messages delivered at Sunday worship.
Describing the church as a citadel of spiritual knowledge with the responsibility of governing the country towards achievable and sustainable growth, the Archbishop of Dominion Chapel International, Bishop John Praise Daniel, maintained that economic pursuits and politics without a moral base will lead to a total collapse of the Nigerian nation. Expressing concern on the current economic recession in the country, as well as the recurrent security instability rising from terrorism, kidnapping and corruption, Bishop John Praise charged Christians to remain steadfast in prayers and faith, anticipating a major overhaul of the country's economy and policies.
In the midst of hopelessness in our nation, the church is there to speak faith and hope to its people. You see, if everybody in the church begins to discover what they were born to do and to focus on it, they will excel.
In a similar message, Reverend Father Martin Unadike of the Nnewi Diocese, in a Thanksgiving sermon at the St. Martin's Catholic Church, Mabushi, reiterated the need to give thanks to God in all circumstances, as it is in the teaching of Jesus Christ. Drawing his sermon from Luke chapter 12, verse 39 to 48, Reverend Father Martin challenged Nigerians to believe in God and in the leadership of the country to drive the desired change.
If we are trying to begin to see ourselves as one people by the same God, we are brought together by God. They have prepared for us our blessings. It will definitely come around.
The service featured praise, ministrations, and prayers for Nigeria. Tessie Justin Bisong, NTA News.
Now, religious leaders have emphasized the need for... All right, I'll take that again. The interest groups in the education sector have advocated increased development in teacher training as a way of improving standards. The call came on the heels of a need to monitor and evaluate academic curriculum at the National Teachers Institute studies across the country. Bem Adam has details.
The Nigerian Certificate in Education by Distance Learning System was introduced in 1990 to provide on-the-job training for teachers and to solve the problem of staff having to leave the classroom for further training. all aimed at addressing existing shortfalls in teacher supply. Years down the line, the system is faced with the challenge of producing quality and adequate number of teachers to meet required academic standards and the ever-growing student enrollment, a situation the Executive Secretary, National Commission for Colleges of Education, Professor Bappa Aliu Mamadou said must be tackled headlong.
They don't have centers of their own built by them and provided by them for the system. I'm calling on all the states, Ministry of Education, to help NTI in putting these centers in order.
We go direct to the people in their places of work and provide them with education while they still are on their job.
The National Commission for Colleges of Education is saddled with the task of ensuring that teacher supply for basic level of education should be nothing short of the best quality. Hence, the campaign for quality teacher education across the country. In Kaduna, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Now, 1% of breast cancer cases occur amongst men in Nigeria, though leading cancer amongst women is breast cancer, followed by cervical cancer. This was disclosed during the 2016 night of St. Malumba's Health Week at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Abuja. Lydia Bassi reports that the theme is early detection of disease saves lives.
The Order of the Knights of St. Malumba was formed to help the poor and the needy.
Knights of St. Malumba organizes Health Week annually to increase awareness on preventive screening of cancer and other chronic diseases to prevent their complications and save lives among Nigerians. A consultant gynecologist, Dr. Simon Tapshak, said there were 27,304 cases of breast cancer and 14,089 cervical cases in Nigeria as at 2012 statistics. He added that the cause of cancer is not known, only risk factors.
Cancers generally can affect every part of the body, from the crown of the head down to the sole of the feet, so there is no system that is spared. However, there are some parts of the bodies that are more prone.
So we're also screening for breast cancer, we are screening for cervical cancer. And for the men, cancer of the prostate is another big problem for the men.
Breast, cervical, and prostate cancers account for 75% of cancer cases in Nigeria. With the recent increase of cancer cases worldwide, Nigerians are advised to undergo regular medical screening for early detection of health challenges to save lives. Lydia Bassi, NTA News.
Now to our focus or discussion on Panorama today. Every year, kidney disease known as nephropathy or renal disease kills more people than breast or prostate cancer. The kidney is one of the important organs of a human being. It is expected that every 30 minutes, one kidney filters all the blood in the body, removing the waste and excess fluid. Once the kidney fails, dialysis or kidney transplant is required, which is quite expensive. The ailment is the 9th leading cause of death in places like the United States. Interestingly, early detection and treatment can slow or prevent the progression of kidney disease that is fast in the increase. And now I'm being joined in the studio by Dr. Emmanuel Ayangwe Ngasa. He's a free cancer general surgeon, emergency doctor. He's based in Germany. He's here in Nigeria to help increase the awareness in kidney disease prevention and management. Dr. Ngasa, thank you for coming on Panorama.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's begin. According to statistics or data that we have now, we learned that about 17,000 new cases of kidney failure is reported in Nigeria, with just about 2,000 having access to dialysis. Is the number more than that right now, or that's the number we're still looking at? And why is this so?
So you have to understand that statistics are made by people who have access to a certain environment.
Okay.
So you can imagine that these statistics were taken only in places where those who gathered information went to. I cannot imagine that they covered the whole territory of Nigeria. So what I'm trying to say that the figures are even larger.
Okay, so you're saying now that we're looking at something more than 17,000 new cases.
It's more than that. It's more than that.
And why is this so? What's the reason?
The reasons are manifold. There are many. You know, our we have a lot of problems here in Nigeria, in Cameroon, and in many African countries because we live a life which is not really targeted at preventing medicine. If you go to a general hospital, for example, look at the emergency wards, you'll see that almost 90% of the patients are sick. They are coming for cure. They are going for curative case. But we need prevention, meaning that we need people who go for regular medical checkups. Why? Because we have a lot of infections. They end up causing kidney diseases. HIV, which is rampant in Africa, it ends up causing kidney disease. Diabetes, which is on the uprising, it ends up causing kidney disease. Hypertension ends up causing kidney disease. Dehydration, drinking water, that's something that people don't do. It's not, we're not used to. We prefer to drink either alcohol or to drink beverages instead of drinking clean water. And that is one of the reasons why kidney diseases are so rampant in our society.
But also from the data that I also have, I will learn that, you know, in those days when you talk about diabetes, you just said hypertension, you know, high blood pressure. We're looking at people who are of the age of 50, 55, going to 60. But we're seeing the number is rising amongst this younger generation. Well, what could be the reason for that?
It's very simple. Look at your own life. You are better off today than you were a few years behind. Not only you, but your peers. Everybody in society, we are improving. Even though we're not saying it, but society is becoming richer. So we're having access to more different types of food. And then again, the mentality. We have a mindset that everything that comes from the West is better. We used to eat our cocoa, our fufu, from the village, vegetables, free, without chemicals. But today, it looks more chic to go to a fast food restaurant and get food and drink something instead of doing the simple things that we used to do.
So we're looking at, you know, trying to say that people should actually diversify instead of taking processed food, trying to do more natural food.
And there we are. We need to educate our people. We need to educate people.
And talking about education, you are here, you're a freelancer, you're a doctor in Germany, you're here to create the awareness to help people. What dimension is this campaign going to take?
So I want to point out that in 2014, I started a program called Ask Doctor. And
Ask Doctor?
Ask Doctor. Doctor, as we say in Pidgin. In Cameroon, where I come from, we say doctor in Pidgin. But it means that ask the doctor, just in simple words. What does that mean? What I do is, I feel that as a surgeon, as a black surgeon, it is an affront to talk to my grandmother in medical terms using a borrowed language. That's what I mean. I don't see it in 2016 the right thing to do for a Nigerian doctor to be talking to Nigerian patients using a foreign language, meaning that if you have the means to talk in Igbo, to talk in Hausa, to talk in call all your languages here. You should use these languages to educate the people because they have to get the message. It is not politics we are doing. We are talking about people's health. So Ask Doctor is what I launched in 2014 to use African languages. We started with Pidgin. Now we're teaming up. So I'm in Nigeria now to bring that message to Nigeria that talk to the Nigerians what medicine is all about. Explain to a person why he should drink clean water in the language. The person will understand. Say it in English, maybe. You know what the Ebola crisis, the failure at the beginning in the 3 other countries was that you have a country like Liberia, 40% literacy measured in English, meaning that 40% speak master English. Now you come with a campaign to tell people not to wash the dead bodies when people die in English. It means that automatically 60% will not understand what you're saying. So you're keeping out 60% already. That's the message, and you know the disaster that came out of it.
And what's the scope? What's the dimension? What areas are you covering now that you're in Nigeria?
I arrived in Nigeria just yesterday, so I've come in to team up with you. People are the television goes everywhere. Now we have to team up to take this message to every corner and every nook and house in Nigeria.
And what's the target? Are we looking at older people? Are we looking at younger people? Are we looking at those in urban centers? Are we looking at people in rural areas?
We're looking at everyone, but the focus, as I said, the theme of the language is in the rural areas because these are the underprivileged. These are the people who don't have alternatives. Those who are in big cities, they have the alternatives. They can they can Google, they can go to a hospital. You know, they have access. They have alternatives. But Ask Doctor wants to take the message down into the villages where the people are living. They know that when they get them in the morning, they should take care of their gardens and not wait for the food to come from Abuja or from wherever. From a big town.
All right, and of course you're working with the Ministry of Health here in Nigeria and of course other doctors in other What is your final words to every Nigerian that is listening? Because it seems the kidney failure is actually on the rise right now. What can we do to prevent it?
So the first thing I want to mention is there's a program in Cameroon. I'm just saying Cameroon because Cameroon and Nigeria. Cameroon is just a small in population, just 23 million people. The capital of the population of Lagos alone is 27 million, which is by far more of Cameroon. But Cameroon has a program which on kidney diseases, which I feel that Nigerians should emulate. Meaning that there are dialysis centers all over the country which are being subvented by the government. Even though the people still have to pay for it, but the money that they pay, they're paying just 5%.
Yeah.
But I think that with my expertise, I have an NGO which I launched in 2015 with a co-launch. It's called the Atanga Kidney Foundation. We've been working with the ministry in Cameroon. I want to join the Nigerians to tell them that you can educate people, ask doctor, and then you can also provide dialysis
at subsidized
rates, but also to educate the workers, those who work in dialysis centers. It's very important. Those nurses who are there, they need that financial, that support, because they are really the ones on the forefront.
Thank you very much.
We don't have enough nephrologists everywhere.
Thank you.
But we have nurses. Those are the people to support.
Well, I wish we had more time to talk to you, because this is a very, very serious health issue that a lot of people are dealing with. I want to say thank you very much for coming on Panorama.
To let people to know, you can contact us on the www.ask-doctor.com.
Okay.
Doctor with T-A.
T-A, doctor.
Yeah,
that's
doctor.
D-O-C-T-A. All right.
Ask
Thank you.
Doctor.com.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Emmanuel Nwangwe Ngasa. I got that right this time.
Yes, welcome.
All right. Thank you for coming on Panorama. He is a freelancer, that is a cancer general surgeon. And of course, he is based in Germany. Well, right now, we'll also take a break. And when we come back, Panorama will continue in just a moment. Stay with us.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA. Growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
All right, welcome back. You're still watching Panorama on the NTA. Here's just a quick reminder that you can watch this news live on the go via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store, at the Apple Store, if you use devices with iOS. The federal government has warned the contractors handling the hydropower generation project in Tiger Dam in Kano State to abide by international safety regulation to protect the dam from collapse. This is coming as the Gal Dam project in Kaduna State is completed and ready for power generation. Reports.
There are over 1 billion cubic meters of water in this dam located in Tiga, Bebeji local government area of Kano State. Part of the water will be used for hydroelectric power generation, a project being executed by Kano State government. The manner the contractor handling the power project poses a threat to the embankment of the dam. For instance, a dynamite was used to create water channel, which the federal government says is unacceptable.
We stopped the blasting. We reduced the power generation capacity because it was over assumed. The actual amount of water that is available is not enough for the original plan that the Kano State government had about the power requirement for this dam and Chalao Gorge Dam. So we had to do things very scientifically and reduce the power requirements.
In the meantime, the construction of over 800 cubic meters of Galma Dam located in Soba, Kaduna State has been completed. The facility is to provide water to over 20 hectares of irrigable land and feed Zaria water treatment plant. The federal government has also commenced the graduate empowerment training in agriculture in Kano State. The beneficiaries will be trained in crop cultivation, processing and fisheries. In Kano, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Now, let's quickly bring you up to date, of course, what's happening in the world of sports. As the NFF is Pet Stadium in Uyo ahead of Nigeria's Super Eagles clash against Algeria, and Andy Murray wins in Shanghai for the 6th title of the year. Our sports desk has details of this and more.
Nassau United of Latvia pipped Enyimba FC of Aba 1-0 in the second semi-final of the Men's Federation Cup competition in Ibadan. Defender Seun Shogbeso scored from the penalty